For many in our world, they think power is the way forward. If they just attain more power, more position, more possibilities will come my way. And so this rubs completely against the mission of Jesus and the message of Jesus. And that should be freeing to us because it frees us from the need to attain power. And so we see this week we looked at James and John coming to Jesus and asking for positions of power. And Jesus looks at them and says, this is how it is in the world. That's the way the game's played in the world. That's how it happens there. But these 4 words change everything. He says, not so with you. Not so with you. It's not about our attaining power. It's not our seeking position. It's about becoming less. Jesus said, I didn't come to be served, but to serve. I came to give my life as a ransom for many. I came to serve others, to lift them up, to serve others, to set them free. And so it frees us from having to attain power. It frees us from having to attain position. It frees us from having to make our own way. But instead, we get to walk in freedom with Jesus because he sets us free from the power of sin. See, power is the game that's played in the world as the Gentiles and their ruling authorities, their leaders exercised authority, often unnecessary authority, holding them underneath the thumb of oppression. But Jesus goes, not so with you. That's how they play, but in my kingdom it's different. In my world it's different. So if we're going to walk in the kingdom of heaven, if we're going to walk in the steps of Jesus, if we're going to be his disciples, if we're going to be a Christ follower, it's not about power, it's not about position, it's about service. It's about love. It's about giving our life to help set others free. Jesus gave his life. He laid down his life. He died on the cross for our sins. So we can be released from the power of sin and walk in freedom with him. And he passes on his ministry to us. We don't have to do the dying. We don't have to die. Jesus took care of that. But we have that same message, that same hope to share. And so we, like Jesus, serve others. We get low so we can lift others up so that they can see freedom. They can see hope. See, Jesus, while the world seeks position, while the world seeks power, Jesus says, I can't promise you position. I can't promise you power, but I can promise you persecution. And so this thing that he calls us to is great. It's powerful. It's meaningful. It's difficult. There will be obstacles in our path. Things will be hard. It won't always be easy. We won't always get rewarded for it. We won't always be noticed. But it will always be worth it. To lift others up, to set them free, to give them hope, to give them new life. It's there that we find ourselves walking in step with Jesus. It's there we find ourselves participating on mission with him. And the disciples, they so often miss it because they kept arguing about who is the greatest. And it took Jesus' death and resurrection for them to finally understand that Jesus didn't come about for politics, he didn't come for power, he didn't come for position, but he came to lay down his life to set us free. And so, in our day and age, may we not run to politics, may we not run to power, may we not seek position, but may we seek to use the power that we have, the position that we do have, to serve those around us so that we can lift them up to see Jesus. Because then, and only then, are we operating on mission with him. And there, when he meets us in that place, he makes up what we lack so that he receives the glory and we get to be used by him. That's pretty cool. That he would use people like us to serve those around us to fulfill his mission. Hey guys, I love you. I'm praying for you, and I hope we get to see each other real soon.